Hello, everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Oh
Technical.
my God.
It's a technical file. What is
Oh my
happening?
God. I'm so frustrated. Y'all probably can hear me being frustrated. I was so super frustrated. My bad.
Somebody was laughing at you. Somebody was laughing at you.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Well, hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody, we're back.
We are back.
We are back in
So
the house.
today we got special guests with us as we promised before. Aren't you excited?
I'm. I
Oh,
got
you
my
got your
book.
oh,
All right,
she got her whole notebook.
my whole notebook with my whole pen. I was ready. I've been
Okay.
waiting for this.
Okay. I have
Hmm.
two. I don't have a notebook, but I do got some paper. I got my pen and I do actually, you know what? I'm gonna use Clarissa's little notepad.
Oh, all right
That's
now.
a
You better say
that's
some room for
a
hers.
little yeah,
Look,
I got it, but
yes,
I got it. I got but so this is gonna be my whole little pad
I
situation. A little
like
side
that.
plug.
The
But
side little
that's what
plug.
I'm gonna do. Yeah. I
Side little
just had
plug.
that thought.
Side little plug.
Yeah,
Do
so
I?
what we gonna be talking about today, babe?
Oh Jesus, getting your house in order. Now we're gonna be talking about the. I think one of the most stressful things in many of our lives, finances. And I think I talked about it
Yes.
yesterday. When you are living paycheck to paycheck, or you're concerned how I'm gonna pay this bill, how do I pay that bill, you'll be surprised how much stress builds up within
Mm-hmm.
your body and your mind. You can't think straight. And
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us are dealing with debt and not being able to manage our money correctly because we don't know how. It's not that you're
Yeah,
stupid. Don't make let nobody make you think you feel like you're inadequate. We just don't know how. I don't have the
that's right.
tools. So this show, this young lady's gonna come on and give us the tools that we need. Now listen, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Now, listen, she's gonna give you the tools, and you need to work
That's
them. If
right.
you feel as if you need more help from her, consulting, get in touch with her. Listen here, we'll find out how she would like you guys to get in touch with her. She is
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. I already then hired her for me. Listen, I ain't playing no game. I ain't playing no
All right.
games.
Let me read a little bit so we can give you a little history. Uh, her name is Domonique Mitchell. Okay. She has been working as an accountant for about 17 years. She is currently working as an accountant at an IT solutions company named Mirazon. She has a bachelor's degree in fi- finance, an MBA, and a master's in accounting and and financial management. She says that despite her educational background, the majority of her knowledge in regards to finances and debt has come from personal experiences. I like that because that means you know where I'm coming from.
That part.
Mistakes and successes. Yes. She says that financial literacy is a passion of hers, and she's learned that it does not have to be hard or stressful, regardless of how much money you make. So, without further ado, Dominique Mitchell.
Ooh. Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. We are happy to have you. Want to help some ladies and some gents out? Oh, look, she got. We are ready to go.
We read. I'm
Good
ready.
stuff.
We are ready to go. So, we'll let you have the floor. You said you wanted to start with the things that will help us. So you got the floor. You have our full attention.
Well, I was going to talk about debt, just in general debt. I think there are a lot of reasons that people are afraid of debt and afraid of trying to figure out how to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've come up with a couple of things that I think kind of pinpoints our struggle as far as debt and what makes us stressed about debt.
Mm-hmm.
One reason is I think mindset. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the mindset that we have towards money, towards our relationship with money. Most of us don't necessarily understand what really makes us spend, what makes us save, and having an understanding about your mindset and what knowledge you actually have about money and your relationship with money, I think is important.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of determines how we spend and why we spend, why we save, and how we save. Um, Again, it doesn't have to be stressful, but if you understand the reasons, it makes it a little easier.
Right.
Um, I think another reason is we don't understand where our money goes. I know personally, I go to the bank, I withdraw $100 in 2 or 3 days. I have no idea where that money went. It might be gas, it might be coffee, it could be a number of things, and I have no idea. So when I go
Mm-hmm.
back and I look at my bank statement, it just says ATM withdrawal, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where that money went. So
Mm-hmm.
then you can't really track it. You don't really know how you're spending that money. Um, Another thing is just paying the bills on time. Um, just it sounds easy, but it's not necessarily something that a lot of us think about. We're busy. We
Mm-hmm.
work. We take care of our kids. We have family. There's a lot of things, and things just slip through the cracks of your day to day. So just making sure that your bills are paid on time is important. It seems small. You can miss, the deadline and wait the 3 days that they give you, the grace period. Don't. If you can pay it early, pay it early.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another thing is planning. Just planning out your bills. I have all my bills set up on my calendar. I know when they're due. Make a plan. I know when this is due. I know when that is due, and I'm going to pay it. Maybe a week before, maybe 2 days before, but make a plan in terms of not only how you're going to pay your bills, but also how you're going to handle your debt. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us just kind of get caught up in the day to day, and we don't necessarily take the time to really make a plan. I want to pay off this particular bill, but I didn't make a plan. I'm just going to pay whatever each month, and I don't really have a plan to really get that done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what I think is the most important is paying yourself first. Seems weird when you have debt, but paying yourself first is important. It allows you not only to be able to look at your bank account and know that there's some dollars in there in terms of maybe something coming up, an emergency, maybe something small, whatever, but you're paying yourself first. Build up your savings, build up your emergency fund. That's important. Pay yourself like you pay your tithes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put in yourself, pay yourself first. It's important. So those are a few things that I think kind of bring on stress for us in terms of our finances. Um, in terms of dealing with those particular things, I think uh, one, like I said, knowing your mindset as far as money. There's a great website that I use. I've used several times just in terms of kind of changing my mentality and how it might change based on whether or not my kid is living with me, or maybe my child is now gone off to college. Your money situation changes,
Mm-hmm.
just in terms of your kids aging. Maybe there are things you have to do in terms of maybe taking care of your parents. Your money
Mm-hmm.
mindset may change. So there's a website I go to, and I just kind of check in with my own mentality in terms of how I'm dealing with money and my relationship with money. It's momentum-advisors.com/money mindset. You go on there, and it's just a quick questionnaire in terms of asking you questions about, how you deal with money, how you deal with money situations, whether it be go out to dinner, whether it be take a vacation, whether it be a friend or a family member needs money. Answer those questions, and it kind of breaks down how your mindset is regarding money. Maybe it's happiness in terms of, I want to go on this vacation, and I might forego that car payment just a couple of days so I can take that vacation.
Right.
If
I've
you're
been
thinking
guilty
I
of
need, yeah,
that. Yes.
and it's all right. I mean, it's not that it's bad. It's just understanding it. You need a
Hmm.
vacation. Everybody
Hmm.
does. You got to
Right.
take a break. Um, so the happiness area is where we just kind of, all right, I need this vacation. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'll deal with what needs to be dealt with when I get back.
Hmm.
And again, it's not that it's a bad place to be. It's just you got to understand that's where you are, so you can plan accordingly.
Hmm.
There is a commitment area, and the commitment area is where we kind of just when our family, our friends, they need something. If I've made a commitment to do something, whether it be have a Super Bowl party, Super Bowl's coming up, and
Hmm.
I want to rent a big screen TV. I want to get, my food catered. I'm gonna do that. I don't want to disappoint my friends. I don't want to disappoint my family. I'm gonna do that. And you might forego a bill or two just so you can make that happen, or you might dip into your savings that is really, for something else. But you don't want to let anybody down. You've made a commitment. I'm having a Super Bowl party. It's done. A big thing is our kids. We oftentimes, I know I do it. I'm guilty. Regardless of what I have that money set aside for, my kid calls. I'm I'm gonna
Yep.
take care of it.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, so that commitment area, I think, especially a lot of women, a lot of mothers are probably
Yep.
in. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
take care of my kids. If they call me, they need something, they want something, I'm gonna do my best to provide it.
Hmm.
And it might cost us something, but we're gonna do that.
Right.
There's also a protection area. A
Mm.
protection area is an area that it's a mindset that focuses on saving. I want to make sure my family is set and ready for the future. So, a money mindset person that is in the protection area might not spend a whole lot throughout 5 years. They're going to
Mm.
save everything,
Hmm.
but their child is going to go to college and not have to take out student debt. They won't have student
Mm.
debt. Their car, their house will be paid off in half the time because their focus is making sure that they are providing, that they are protecting
Hmm.
themselves and their family and their money. And in that particular mindset, that person might forego any of the happiness area. So they might want to go on vacation,
Hmm.
but they're not going to go on vacation.
Right.
Instead, they're going to have a staycation and they're going to order in some food and they're just going to relax for the weekend. And they're going to
Right.
spend $50 instead of $500, but they see 5 years down the road.
Hmm.
So I think we all fall into one or more of these categories, and there's nothing wrong with any of these categories. And oftentimes, I think they overlap. My
Hmm.
personal categories fall between protection and commitment. So I know where I stand today. It wasn't the same 5 years ago. It
Right.
wasn't the same 6 months ago. But like I said, things change, and there's nothing wrong with any of these categories. It's just understanding where you fall and where you fit in those
Hmm.
particular categories. So I think the questionnaire at um, uh, Momentum Advisors, I think that will help a lot of people in terms of figuring out where they are. And the great thing about taking that questionnaire is it breaks down maybe why you're in this particular category and describes maybe some of the things and the decisions that you might make in those particular categories so that you
Hmm.
can really see maybe where you fit. So I really like it. I suggest going on there, taking that questionnaire. And like I said, I take it maybe every 3 months, just in terms of changes that might be going on in my life.
Hmm.
Things change, life changes. Check
So
in with
is there a cost for the to use this website, or is this free?
No,
To
this website and this questionnaire it's free.
Okay.
Um, on there you can go in and take a look at what else and other things that they offer. But this particular thing and questionnaire, it's free. Just
Okay.
something to educate you and let you know where you stand.
So let me ask you now. So you mentioned pay yourself first. So, and when you say pay yourself first, are you talking like having a savings account? Are you talking about your 401ks, your IRAs? What do you mean when you say pay yourself first?
I actually mean all of that. So
Okay.
if you work for a company that provides a 401k, definitely do the 401k. I
Hmm.
suggest doing as much as you can, especially if your company is going to match, but also have a savings account where you're putting money aside and building up an emergency fund.
Hmm.
Most of us do not have enough money in savings to take care of a $400, $500 emergency. $400 or $500 is a set of tires.
Right.
It's probably a set of tires is probably more than that these days, but
Yeah. Depending on the car.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
if something like that comes up, you're ready to go. You have something in that emergency fund, and paying yourself first and allowing that to build up
Hmm.
will help you not get in a situation where then you have to go and use a credit card and max out that credit card because you need something that technically is maintenance.
Hmm.
It's maintenance.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I definitely suggest, having an emergency fund, build that up. And it's not something that'll happen overnight. But if you
Right.
set something aside to where you're putting something toward your savings every single time you get paid, and it doesn't matter if it's $10 or $100, just make sure you put something aside.
Hmm.
So
Now the
I suggest areas, different areas.
now the average person is living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Indeed.
So the average person hears that and they say, okay, I'll contribute to a 401k. They might contribute the minimum 2%. I think the minimum is 1%, but the average is between 2 and 3.
Mhm.
I'll contribute to that, but I can't afford to put money into a savings. Or do you have advice for a person who's just they live in paycheck to paycheck? By the end of their paycheck, they've paid all their bills out and they only got a little bit to get to the next paycheck. What do you tell that person? How does that person save?
In all honesty, I would say take a look at all the things that you actually spent money on this month. I
Mm-hmm.
suggest pulling your monthly bank statement and taking a look at how much you spent on coffee,
Mm-hmm.
going to Starbucks or, the corner store, grabbing coffee on the way to work,
Mm-hmm.
what you spent on eating out, what you spent on, hey, I'm in the store to get maybe a necessity, but I saw this trinket and it's cute. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get that too. It's only $5, but $5 adds up.
Yes.
That's why they have those stores. What is it called? Five Below.
Five
Yeah,
and below. Oh no.
yeah. So, so yes, the dollar store. Yes, those stores are
Yes, that is
designed to
my
get.
favorite place in
Yes,
the world.
those stores are designed to get your dollars. Yeah, but those dollars add up.
Yes.
And I understand. Like you said, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. But at the end of the day, if we take a look really at where we're spending our money, we can probably do more than what we think we can do. And even
Mhm.
the little bit helps. So
Mhm.
if you don't buy that one extra cup of coffee for a month, because some people go and buy a cup of coffee every day,
Every single day, twice a day.
twice a day. So if you're
Mhm.
buying it twice a day, take off one of those. And a cup
Mhm.
of coffee at Starbucks minimum is $5.
$5. Yep.
So you take $5 in a week's time, you have somewhere between $25, $35. You take that over, the course of a month, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 10 months, 12 months. You've saved a nice little piece of change.
Mhm.
But it's knowing that that $5 can become something else.
Mhm.
So that's what I would say. Take a look at where you're spending your money
Mhm.
and see where you can cut back, because it
Mhm.
doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how you're balancing what you have coming in and what you have going out. And
Mhm.
everything you have going out doesn't have to go out.
Right. So you would say having better organization with your finances.
Definitely, definitely having better organization. And I'm not really a budget type person. I don't take a spreadsheet and write down, all the things that are going in and going out.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I know what's coming in, I know what I have going out, and anything outside of the needs in terms of me actually living, my mortgage, my car, my lights, my gas, my water, things of that nature, me eating is extra. Even streaming services. I don't need to have Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So, just organization, yes, but knowing where your money is actually going. And I think looking at your bank statement once a month will help understand that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any tools that you would suggest people using to help them with that? I mean, like for myself personally, I like the paper. I write out all my bills for each paycheck. I know what I because I get paid weekly, which is fantabulous for me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, it's wonderful. If I ever had to go back to biweekly, I probably would. Oh, it's not good at all. But
I
so
understand.
because I get paid weekly, I can write out all my bills and then I say, okay, so on this paycheck, I'm gonna pay this, this, and this. I'm gonna have this left over. So for me, the physical paper. Do you have any other tools that you can suggest?
Um, I think different people work better in different ways. I think, and that's why I said the money mindset. First things first. I mean, having an understanding about how you work best. If you're pen to paper, get you a notebook, write it out. I used to literally have one of the old school journals that had the columns,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to write everything out. I
Mm-hmm.
got to a point where then I started putting it all in an Excel spreadsheet. And I had it set up to where I had formulas that at the end of it, I would know what I would have left over after all my bills were paid.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got to a point where I didn't need either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would suggest figuring out what works best for the individual. There are a million templates out here in terms of spreadsheets and budgets and, just how to track your expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's Truebill, there is Mint.com. Um, there are tons. So if you feel like you need maybe an app to kind of track it for you, I would say whatever type of device you have, go on there and find an app that works for you. I've been through several in terms of trying to find what really works. Some of them cost, some of them don't. But finding out what works best for you is going to be the best option. And again, there are tons out there. Literally, I go into my Play Store and I type in expenses or tracking money. There are a ton. You have to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what works best for you. I would say if you've never done it before, I would say go with the pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
I think writing something down is the best way to get it kind of trapped in your mind. I
Mm-hmm.
think the hand to the mind connection is powerful. So
Mm-hmm.
if you've never done it, you've never really taken the time, start with a pen and paper and just write it all out. Get a copy of your monthly statement from your bank and just write it down, and then take it from there. But there are tons of tools.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any services that you offer to to help people
Uh,
get organized?
I would be happy to consult in terms of sitting down and talking about where an individual is and how they can get to the place that they are trying to get to, whether it be paying off debt. But
Do
okay.
you need some help, Nakaya? Is that why you raising your hand? I'm gonna I'm gonna
Services
I'm
are
gonna make
available.
sure you get some services from Miss Mitchell here.
Services are
Okay.
available. Yeah.
Lord.
But yeah, yes, I would be happy to sit down with anyone who needs help. Just kind of getting to of going through the process of how to manage that, what's coming in and what's coming out. As I said, it doesn't have to be stressful. It
Hmm.
doesn't have to be hard. It does take some effort. So anyone that wants to have a conversation about how they can get to the next step in terms of paying off debt and managing those monthly bills, absolutely. They can certainly reach me at domonique.mitchell@yahoo.com. Send me an email and we can absolutely have a conversation.
Okay.
At
Just
yahoo.com, right?
yes,
That
it
is
is right
correct.
there on the screen at the bottom.
Oh, got it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, indeed.
so I understood the part, Jay, when you said you pay into your IRA, you pay your savings, but do you believe the philosophy that when you get paid, you should pay yourself physically? Like, always get yourself something. I think that when I was going through my journey to get myself in order as far as getting my debt cleared up, and I did it before.
Hmm.
I became frustrated because the person that was kind of guiding me was so hard that it made me feel so overpressured. And I remember this guy was a billionaire. He said, "You should always. You don't work. You're not supposed to work to pay your bills. You're not supposed to just work to just, I'm working to pay my bills. You have got to learn how to set things aside, but you should always have something out of your paycheck. You should do something for yourself." He said, "I don't care if you buy a 25-cent cup of coffee or do something, be able to say I did something, because I've noticed that when people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they really are just taking care of their families and the bills, and they have nothing left for themselves, it seems like they become miserable." I don't know if that.
You asking me that, or you asking Dominique that?
I'm asking both of you all that.
Oh, well, I was becoming miserable because I felt like I was doing for everybody else, including paying my bills. And I didn't have nothing to show for it. Yeah, I have a roof over my head. I got a car that I'm driving, but I wasn't buying me any clothes. I wasn't, and I'm not anybody who knows me, I'm not the shopper. I don't go into the stores and spend. I go into Pink and buy me a jogging suit. By the time I get to the bottom of the escalator, I'm thinking about why I should probably take this back. I done spent too much money in the daggone store, and and Kai got me to just let's keep walking. Let's keep. I'm like, oh my lord, I need to take this back because I done bought two jogging suits, and anybody knows how much those jogging suits are. They like $100 each. And I'm like, oh my God, I just spent, but I hadn't bought myself nothing in 6, 7, 8 months. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I was miserable because I wasn't doing for me, but I was comfortable from the standpoint of all bills are paid, lights, gas, everything is on, car notes paid, everything's taken care of. My son's good, we eating,
Right.
but I wasn't physically happy. So I guess that answer your question. Yeah,
Yeah, that had to what.
I was miserable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I have certain things that I like to get. I'm not a. Got to make sure my smell good is in here because I can't take it now.
Yes,
It makes me miserable. So I
yes,
would find myself working overtime, and in my mind, my magnificent mind, I'm thinking if I work overtime, I'll have more money. But to me, it seemed like the more money I made, the more money I spent. I don't know, Dominique, if you can touch on that. I don't know why that seemed that way. It seemed like I would say, okay, I'm making this money. This money pays the bills, blah, blah, and I'm taking care of everything around me and anybody else that needs help. Okay, I'm gonna make some extra money so I have money to save, and it never works that way.
right.
Well, okay, I would definitely say reward yourself. Paying yourself first is one thing, but making sure that you are taking care of yourself is important.
Mhm.
So what I do, me personally, I have times where I go shopping. I go and I go and I get what I want because I have worked.
Mm-hmm.
I have taken care of others. I've done all the things that I am supposed to do.
Right.
So now it's my turn. So,
Right.
I go and I buy myself something, or I buy, even if it's buying something for someone else that I just want to do, it's still me doing something outside of what I need to do and what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
So that is my reward for working as hard as I do, for making
Mm-hmm.
sure all the bills are paid. And there's nothing wrong with that. I absolutely agree with making sure that you reward yourself. For
Mm-hmm.
me personally, I put myself on a time frame. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm not a big shopper. I actually don't enjoy shopping of any sort. I just don't. But I do like nice things. I like to have new things from time to time. So every 3 months or so, I'll say, oh, okay, I haven't bought myself anything in a while. Let me go get this.
Mm-hmm.
And I deserve it. I've earned
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Right.
In terms of making sure that it doesn't impact still what you need to do and want to do, that's where paying yourself first comes in. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
paying yourself first and you're putting money aside so that you can do those things that you want to
Mm,
do, as far as going ahead and rewarding yourself for working hard, and just go get something you want.
Right.
And it's okay. It's absolutely okay. You
Mm-hmm.
absolutely should do that. As long as it doesn't impact the things that you need to do and the things that you need to take care of, I think you absolutely should. But that again is where paying yourself first comes in. You got your bills paid, you got your emergency fund taken care of, you're good.
Right.
Go treat yourself. You've earned it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
what?
I agree with that. Yeah.
So what about in terms of people that, again, like I said, that may have been going through what I went through, and maybe it's because, like you said, maybe it's lack of discipline or us not being focused when we take on another job, or and it seems like no matter we making more money, we're working harder, we're killing ourselves, but it doesn't seem like we still can't get that balance. Like, how some people say, if I could make $5,000 more a month or $300 more a month, I will be set. And then they make that $300 a month, and then they still are like, oh my God.
Most of us live within our means, not within our needs. So
Mm.
your needs are what you need to live. So
Mm-hmm.
you being able to eat, have a roof over your head, have a car to drive, or at least access to public transportation, car insurance, house insurance, taking care of the kids, clothes, things of that nature. That's living within your needs. Most of us live within our means. So every time we get a raise at work, every time we start making more money, we spend more money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like clockwork. Instead of saying, okay, well, now I'm getting 50, $100 more on my check every time I get paid. Instead of taking that 50 or $100 and saying, okay, I'm going to put this in my emergency fund. I'm going to put this in my savings account. I'm going to put this in my Christmas fund. I'm going to put this in my spend account. We leave it in that, we leave it in one account and we say, okay, okay, now I got an extra $100. So
Right.
now I can do this and I can do that. A nice remedy that I have found for that is I have an account for everything. Everything. I have an account for
Okay.
Christmas.
Be. Yeah. I was gonna say, be specific. What's everything?
Okay.
Yes.
So I I have a checking account where all of my bills come out of.
Okay.
Mm.
That is the only thing that comes out of that account.
I'm about to write this. Bills. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then I have a savings account. That is just my regular savings account. So if something comes up, maybe my light bill is a little more than I anticipated, I can pull from that savings account. I can take care of that. It's not an issue. I then have an emergency fund account. to where I'm putting money in there. So if I need tires, I can go get tires, and I don't have to, wait on a paycheck, or I don't have to, put it on a credit card. I can go and I can get those tires. I also have, as I said, I have a Christmas account. Money goes in there every money goes in there every time I get paid. Just say, okay, when Christmas comes, this money that's in here is what I'm spending on Christmas. If it's not in this account, it's not being spent on Christmas. Now, I do also use that account for birthdays and things of that nature. It's really a gift account,
All right,
but it's
gift
that
account.
extra money so that when those times come, I have that money and I don't have to wait on a paycheck. I don't have to put that on a credit card. Even if I put it on a credit card, I can pay it right off. Maybe I have a
Mhm.
credit card that has wonderful rewards. Okay, great. But I'm
Yeah.
going to pay that right off because I have an account specifically for that.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean by having an account for everything. And another thing I do, automate, 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 automate. Every single bill I have is automated. So,
Meaning, when you say automate, meaning it comes out automatically at the same time every month.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so while I like that, what about the person who is like, ooh, the penny pincher? This week I made XYZ, but this bill over here was a little higher. My gas was higher because I live in Cleveland, where it's just winter,
yeah.
and the gas is higher than in the summertime, it's a little lower. So that automated account where I had that extra for, or it's not even extra, but for this particular bill is okay from May to when it starts getting cold. Then that gas goes up. Now I got to shift, and that extra money got to go
Mhm.
towards the gas. So how do you?
Well, if you know what your bills are every
Mhm.
month, and that's why I say look at your monthly statement every single month. If you know how you spend, so here's an example.
Okay.
If you're my particular gas and light, it runs, somewhere. There's a variance any given month, maybe $25.
Mhm.
Okay, so if I'm putting, let's say it's $100, if I'm putting $115 aside, and I know that that's what is designed for that bill period,
Mhm.
and I know I need to leave that in my bill account, then it stays in my bill account. So I don't have to worry about. It's kind of like It's kind of like saying my bill is going to be this particular amount every single month, and this is what I'm going to put in there. So maybe in the summer, it's $25 less. You're still putting in that same amount. You're still putting in
Mm.
the $100. It might be
Okay.
$75 for the 3 months of summer, but you're still
Mhm.
putting in $100 a month. So
Okay.
when November comes, you have a surplus that you're ready to go ahead and take care of that increase
Mhm.
because you're in a place where that rate is higher during the winter, but you're
Right.
prepared for that. Not only that, you have a savings account to where if it does go a little higher, you can grab that extra 25, $50 out of there and you can take care of that bill. And
Mhm.
then you can make the adjustment accordingly. But that's where all the different accounts come in
Mhm.
because you have your emergency fund, you have your savings account, you have your Christmas account. If you want to set up
Mhm.
a vacation account, do that.
Mhm.
But if you have accounts set up to where you know what you're going to do with those dollars, then you are prepared. And sometimes there is a shift, and you have to make that shift. But you have it because you've planned.
Right.
Planning.
That makes
But
sense.
it seems like planning is the big thing. Planning, it seems like the mindset. So if from the notes that I take and the things that I've listened to, it seems like the foundation for financial literacy is really your mindset and planning. That's what I'm gathering. It's your mindset. So for a person that's used to living paycheck to paycheck or used to spending more than they should, you really would actually, in working with them, you would have to change their mindset, kind of start
Yeah.
making them think and see things a little differently. Because even when you were talking about the small little things that we spend, I can go back probably just in the past 2 weeks and say, dang, I could have saved on that. You know, I could have probably did without. I could have waited. Something else that I was going to say about financial um, debt and as far as saving money is, it's a lady that comes in my store and she shops. This woman, I've never seen it like before in my life. She uses coupons. Do you know we
Mhm.
end up having to give her back money?
I've heard of
She,
that. I've never
I've
seen it
never,
done, but I've
I
heard of it.
saw it with
Yeah.
my own eyes that she's so thorough. It's like she takes the time out, and if we all would take the time out, we do frivolous things, but that is another way to save money. So she
Mhm.
has all of these gift cards with she comes in the store with like $100 in gift cards. I'm like, what is those were just from me getting my money back from the coupons. And they so that's another thing. And maybe that is something that maybe we can bring somebody on that knows the
It's
ins and
called
out of
couponing. Yeah,
couponing.
it's called
Because
couponing.
when I tell
Uh-oh.
we actually give her money and she'll come in and buy 20 and 30 things of toothpaste, and she'll buy the things that are on sale. And many people are saying, well, I don't use that, but you're going to have to use it. Or look at where we are today with this pandemic. My thing
Mhm.
is, if I have 30 things of toothpaste in my house that I dang on near haven't spent anything for, maybe a penny or 50 cents, and then you owed me money back, so I still got over. I can think about my neighbors.
Yep.
Something happens, my neighbors. I got 20 things of toothpaste. I can give my neighbors something. We don't think
Mhm.
like that, but this woman is amazing. Every time she comes into the store, she gives me coupons. So I have started utilizing it. And the first time I did it, y'all, honestly, it was so weird. Mindset.
Mhm.
At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was embarrassed. Like, oh my God, people are gonna be looking at me. Is they gonna think? I said, wait a minute. Y'all should be trying to use these coupons too, because I'm getting used to it. But she always gives them to me, and I still have toothpaste up in my cabinet that has not been opened. She
Mhm.
just gave me some for some, and I'm going to get this stuff and stack up. But it doesn't have to be just for me. I can give
Mhm.
it away to homeless shelters if I needed to. I can give it away to people that need it. What if my family needs? We just don't know. But
Yeah.
that couponing,
Oh yeah, it's
it's
a
something
real
to that.
thing. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the thing I watched a show about a lady, a couple ladies. That's why I say I've seen it or heard it, but I've never physically seen it done.
Mm.
And these ladies, they spend time going through the stuff that we usually throw away,
Yep.
those ads and all that stuff, and
The flag.
they spend the flyers. They take time and they compare the stores and the prices and they go and they might spend no money, they might get money back. It's amazing. It's a whole
It's
technique to it.
amazing.
It
It is.
is.
And so listen, if anybody's on here and you are a reputable couponer, you know what you're doing, please reach out to Voices of Vision because we are definitely going to have you
Yes.
on. We really are trying to get a handle or get the right foundation for financial literacy because I know for me it's stressful. When
Mhm.
I'm looking at a bill and I'm saying, "Oh my God, oh Lord, my God," that's stressful for me, and I do believe it affects our quality of life. I like
Mhm.
what you said, Dominique, as far as we live. What would you say? We live for our means, not our needs, or something like that, or we make a. It's
We live within our means and not within our needs.
right, and it's scary because it could be both ways. It could be I live within my means, but I spend so frivolously that I can't take care of my needs.
Mhm.
Or I live within my means, but I can't, I really don't make enough to meet my needs. So that's why every month I'm stressing because I really am doing too much. I really am not, I can't afford all of these things that I would like to have at this particular time. And then I also know that in getting your life together and getting your finances together, I've heard people say you'll end up saving money that you didn't even realize you had. So I was going to ask you, have you found that to be true as well?
That you can save money that you didn't think you had.
Right, like say when you're working with somebody and you put them on this is what you need to do, and then they're following those steps. Do you think that they will later on look back and say, "Dag, I didn't even realize I could have saved all that money"?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've talked someone through a situation where they ended up realizing that they had over $200 a month, and they're on
Mm,
a fixed income, over
mm,
$200 a month that they didn't realize they had. And there, I believe that every dollar you make has a place. It
mm-hmm,
does. It might be fun. It might be vacation. It might be a bill. It might, but it has a place.
mm-hmm,
Got that person to the point where they had over $200 that did not have a place.
mm,
Not a place in needs, not a place in means, not a place in wants, just dollars.
mm-hmm,
Okay.
Absolutely, it's amazing. No matter how much money you have, or no matter how much money you make, there's always these ways to, find extra money. We just, again, mindset. That's why it's the first thing, mindset. You have to realize your relationship with money, how you spend, your means, your needs, your wants, and it's different for everybody. Absolutely, there's always a way.
And residual income. What do you think about residual income and investing and stocks? I mean, what is your take on that? You being having your degree in financial management. I mean, do you think that that's a big part of being financially stable or financially free?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think everyone should invest. The intricacies of investing, I'm not well versed on, so I'm not going to speak of those details. But as far as investing, I absolutely think everybody should invest outside of your 401k at your company. Um, Even if you start with something like Robinhood or Acorn, or I'm not sure the other ones, but
mm-hmm,
even if you start something small, and there are classes out here that you can take to learn more about how to do that in the best way that's beneficial for you in your life. But absolutely, any way that you can have residual income, I suggest you do it. We have to start thinking of, in a mindset of, I have to create my own retirement. We have to start thinking in those terms. Nothing is promised. I personally am not counting on anything as far as making sure that I am okay as far as my retirement, except me. I have to make
mm-hmm,
sure that I'm okay. So I'm learning more and more every day about how to invest,
mm-hmm,
how to make sure that I have some passive income, make sure that I'm investing properly, make sure I stay in a 401k, make sure I'm doing the things that I need to do. Um, so yes, absolutely. Residual income, passive income, absolutely do that. Turn a hobby into something that's making you
Yes.
money.
mm-hmm.
Yes. Come on, entrepreneurs next week. That was
Yes.
a nice little she passed the ball.
Pass
So
the ball. Pass
Miss
the
Dumb,
ball.
Jocelyn, is there any fun facts that about Miss Dominique? Do you know any fun facts? Yeah.
Oh, she didn't give those to me. She gave those to you.
Okay. Said Miss Dominique,
Yes.
would you like me to tell a few of your fun facts, or would you like to tell them what one or two of your fun facts about you that some people would not know, or would you like me to tell?
You go ahead and you can share. That's fine.
So, Miss Dominique Mitchell, not only did she play basketball for high school and college, she was inducted into her high school in the Hall of Fame,
Fine.
correct?
Yes.
She also in high school hit 1,000 points. Girl power,
Oh, go
girl
ahead
power,
now.
girl power. And she has a
Yes.
ball that says that. But the thing that I admire about her is that that is a gift. That is something that she enjoys doing. That's something that gave her life. She that made her feel good. she decided to give that back to other young women. So she is actually a coach. She's coaching high school basketball.
Yes,
Fun
that is
fact.
awesome.
Fun, fun, fun,
Fun
fun,
fact.
fun fact.
Yes.
She also is a gardener.
Hey, now wait a
That
minute.
yeah, that
Wait a minute now. Now that's a fun fact about me.
I am
Everybody
about to say I
knows.
had to drop that one. I know Dominique didn't know I was gonna drop that one, but I already knew you and Johnson was about to be like, "Hey now,
Yeah. So wait a minute.
I do
yes,
like my gardening. I do like my gardening. Yes.
Yes, I like
yes,
that. We
yes."
have
She
to
even
talk
has
after the show about the gardening.
yes, she
Yes,
Yeah.
actually
ma'am.
has a garden in her house, a small little. And it's very impressive. Um, it's interesting because I would have never picked. I would have just wouldn't have thought you to be a gardener. I would have been like, what? Same thing with Jocelyn. You know, it's funny how you find out things about your best friend. How I found out, I don't do bugs. I don't do, but I want the pretty flowers, but I don't want to do the work.
She's like,
So
please don't
I'm
give me
out.
no
So
flowers with no
my
bugs on
oh
them.
my lord, my front yard when I lived in Ohio, I had built a house from the ground up, but the front yard was not done. We were responsible for doing those things.
Hadn't
So
done the
Jocelyn
landscape
like
yet.
so we hadn't done a lot. So I'm telling Jocelyn the color flowers I want. I said I want this pretty flower. Oh, it's called a such and such. I'm like what? I said, well, then I want this, and it's called a such and such. Well, you know, babe, we can go and
Okay.
we can dig it up, and you till the soil, and then I'm looking at her like, who gonna till the soil, girl? We'll get out there. Oh no, girl, we ain't. And I'm looking at her like, Jocelyn, I don't like bugs. So when I found out that Jocelyn wasn't scared of bugs, that's when I really realized she can garden, and she actually has a beautiful yard. But her mom
Yeah.
does the same thing.
My
I'm like,
mom's
oh, her
yard is
yard is
like
beautiful.
paradise.
Yeah.
Her yard is I aspire to have my mother's yard.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I have
Absolutely.
to show you a picture. Her yard
Okay.
is the
Her yard
bomb
is
to
the
the
bomb.
boogity.
It
Yes.
Nice.
really is.
My yard is just a shrinky of what her yard looks like. And I just be like, oh, mom, can I just? She's like, now you gotta get out there in the Jocelyn can't. It's just not gonna do it itself. I'm like, mom, I am out here. It don't look like that. What is
Nothing like
wrong?
now. I already told y'all I don't do the yard. I'll come sit out there with y'all for a while unless the bugs start to attack.
Wait, I'm
The
about to
bug,
say for how it gotta be. There's all kind of stipulations on the how
it's a
long
Right.
stipulations
and
to
the
this
where and the is there some
spray.
spray?
I need some
We
spray
got
on
some.
me. No bugs. I'm not a bug girl. Listen, I know I was put on my uniform, but
She
I'm a
will.
sucker when it
She
come to bug.
will.
I don't
The
play with them.
last time I was there, what was I killing?
Spiders.
In the
Mm,
spiders.
Spiders.
okay.
It's
Well, yeah,
okay.
you can keep the spiders. That.
It's a, I now I've been bit by the spider and ended up in the hospital and everything, but I ain't afraid of him.
Oh,
He bit me when I wasn't paying attention because
oh, okay.
it would
Th-
have
Couldn't
that
put up a fight. Okay.
now what I don't like is the rodents. I
the
can't
mice.
get down with the rodents. If I see one in the garden, I done took off running
Well, I have a
because
weapon.
we got a little mice in the in the
I
yard.
have one weapon at home for the rodents. Thank God that my weapon is here, because honest to God, I haven't seen any. Let me show you my weapon.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
shall we
This is
be?
my weapon for any rodents
There,
that would like to
there is
come
the
into my
rodent. There
home.
is the
Say
rodent snatcher.
hello. Say
Hi,
hello.
you.
Say
Hi, you,
hi.
mama
Say she mad at
baby.
me, but oh, he want to be my
Oh,
friend now.
what do you
This is
do?
Oh,
my this. I'll talk about
We'll
it
talk
later.
about it
This
later.
is
Okay.
my rodent killer right here. This one
Hi,
right here. I ain't
dude.
worried about no Ain't you get him? And you get
Yeah,
you get
mommy.
him for mommy, and you
Eating, mommy.
say I need a. Ooh, your breath stink, boy.
Oh, he's because he eating the rodents.
there you go.
He said he was the rodent killer.
There you go.
That my
G
baby.
mama, that G
It's
mama
time for a
baby.
haircut. That's my rodent killer. So I haven't had, and then before that I had cats a long
Yeah,
time. So I really ain't seen.
Mm.
But the bugs, I don't do
yeah.
bugs. I don't like ants. I don't. And
I don't
moving to
like them either.
Georgia,
Yes,
somebody should have warned
where the
me.
bugs are bigger.
Yes.
The
And wait a
bugs
minute,
are
listen.
bigger.
And the bugs in Georgia, they be walking around like small world. What's up?
Yeah.
Who you?
How you
You in
doing?
my space.
Why you here? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I saw a cockroach this big. I said,
Yes.
Jesus, I almost was ready to move back to Ohio in the snow.
You saw, remember what happened when you saw the little lizard?
Oh, the little sucker. Listen, I told you the animals down here is different. They don't
Mm.
run from you. They run toward this little lizard. Oh, Jocelyn
He's
said,
like,
girl, hi.
babe, it's not gonna bother you. It really is not. They
How do
don't
you know
bother
that?
you.
I
And it,
that
I
that's
they
the part
don't
I
bother
don't
you.
know. I wouldn't know that for sure. I would.
see,
I'm
we on the
telling
same page,
I'm
Dominique.
telling
I
you,
don't want to run up my. What if it run
they
up your
don't bother
pants
you.
leg?
No, he's not. He's
I
not.
know some of y'all gonna think this funny when you watch it later, but it's the truth. Yes, I carry a gun. Yes, I'm surgical, but I'm scared of rodents. I'm scared of bug. I don't want but because when if they get on me, oh Jesus, oh Lord, everything on me get the itching on me, and my hair get the itching on my
Oh
body.
Lord.
Oh, then I got to go
I'll
take
have
a
to share
salt.
a funny story about that later.
Okay.
Whatever. All right, hey y'all, we want to make sure that we shout out it's Black History Month.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, we I Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I mean, it's so many Rosa Parks, but we are still making history today. We are
Mhm.
Black history is not history, all history. We're still doing it today. Don't
That's
ever get
right.
it twisted. Please don't get it twisted. We are still making history right now. Isn't the first Black female Supreme Court justice about to get a nominated? First
Yes. Yes.
black,
We
black
need to post
female.
that. We need to post that later. We'll post that later.
Yes,
Yes.
congratulations, congratulations. We
Yes.
know to whom much is given, much is required. I understand what being first means. We
Hmm.
understand that you're going to be under a lot of pressure, but we pray for you on this show. We pray that God gives you the directions and gives you the fortitude, the strength, and the courage and
Hmm.
the integrity to do your job. And then he
That's
puts
right.
a hedge of protection around you because I know it's going to be a lot that you have to deal with, but we're really proud of you. And from Voices of Vision, we want to say congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations. Um, let's want to say as I move on out of here, just want to give a plug for next week's show.
Next week,
Next week's show, we are going to have Miss Clarissa
Miss
Foster
Clarissa Foster. I
talking
have the
about
book too. I'm about to bring my book.
yes,
I will
how
be
to
there.
start your LLC as we stay on track with this financial thing. Now, this is a very good book. It's an easy read, and she's gonna tell you how you can get it next week. So tune in next week at 7 o'clock here on Voices of Vision. And I think, God, what? Hello? She just disappeared on me. Oh, there, Lord. She want to
Look,
make sure that you know she supports.
I have to make sure that
Show the
my
book,
sister.
babe. Show the book, babe. Show the book.
Mm.
There you
And
go.
actually, Miss Dominique Mitchell bought your book as well.
She sure
I
did.
That's
did.
what's up. I
I
love it.
did.
I love it.
She sure did. So we want to make sure you guys tune in next week at
Next
7
week.
p.m. when we're
Next
going to talk
week.
to Clarissa and have another fun-filled show.
I'm looking
Take
forward to
care.
that.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Dominique, for coming and sitting with us and sharing some of your nuggets of
Thank you for having
knowledge.
me.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
have
you. Thank
yes,
you.
yes. Have a blessed evening. Good
Have a
night.
blessed evening.
Have a
Good
good one.
night. Good
Good
night.
night.